Hi, welcome to the garden today. Today we're going to try to solve a problem that every gardener has when you try to grow tomatoes, and that's how you're going to keep them from flopping over. Now, when I was growing up, my parents just let them grow on the ground. You lose a lot of fruit that way. I mean, anytime they touch the ground, they're going to rot or worms are going to get up in them. So these tomatoes are right at the point they're going to start flopping over. Now, these here, I put it in a cage. And cages work well. I actually like cages a little better than I like we're going to be doing the Florida weave today. And the reason is, it's just, to me, it's easier. I can manipulate each other one. But the problem is, those cages get kind of expensive. Plus, where do you store these stupid cages? You know, these T-posts, I drive them in the ground, lay them up against the fence, lay them down. They don't take a lot of area up. These things take up a lot of room. The second thing, don't buy those little cages. They're about this tall, you know, that you get stored. You got the three, you know, it's a little cone shape. They're great for peppers, lousy for tomatoes, all right? Another mistake you can make is these T-posts. If you're gonna get these T-posts, get your T-post driver. Don't try to use a hammer to nail these, to drive these things to the ground. Also buy you a T-post puller. A T-post driver and T-post puller are both gonna cost you about $45 a piece. Money well spent. Okay, you can't do it otherwise. And I guess I don't have example of either one right now. Well, yeah, you stand on the T-post driver. This is a T-post driver. Just a piece of metal. It's heavy. You hear that clanking a lot when you clank them down. Drive them in pretty easy, as long as you don't have rocks. That's the one thing. The other thing, you don't want to get really tall T-posts. You want to drive them in the ground to where I can go like this over them. The reason why, when you use this, what I'm going to use to tie them down, you don't want to have it where this T-post is up here and you can't get around it, because then you have to physically walk around the T-post, which is going to be a problem when you get 3 or 4 wires up here. I use this PVC pipe that's using my cedar when I plant my beans and corn, and you can try to thread this little, you know, twine through there. Just tie them to your keys, and they come out the other end. Just makes it easy. So now I've got it set up. One problem I don't like about it is the fact that it's on my left hand. I use it on my left hand side on this one, because I like my right hand is my stronger arm. So anyway, and then you're going to come up here in about the height that you want it. That's going to be right around in here. We're going to tie it off. And then you're going to have to manipulate this thing. They're going to hold. Okay. And you can go one side and down the other. I'm probably going to do this twice. I got this in backwards. I should just start it to start with. Got upside down. Anyway, I'll figure this out here in a minute. It's been since last year since I've done this. And then you just want to go in and out of it. Now, I should have done this earlier. I will readily admit that. You come on this side. You tighten it up best you can, and you go around it. And you do the same thing on this one. You want to loop down and get those bottom plants, bottom sprouts. And now the other problem that you have with this method, they all need to be about the same height. The problem with these are different heights. Now this one I can go ahead and go with, but when I come up with the second one I'm coming with, it's going to be a problem. I'm going to go ahead and doing this one, but this one will work. And then you're going to go around it. Now this time you got to go on the other side of them. So you're going to let it go. Coming on the other side, you're going to loop it back around this way. Loop it in. Some people will use wood stakes. Problem with wood stakes is they can break, and then your whole structure collapses. And you come in here, keeping it tight. A lot of times I'll go ahead and tie this around here for some reason. And then just tie it off. Now I'm going to have to go another on this one. Kind of the reason I did it on the bottom, I knew that down there was low, because if I leave them like this, they can still break. Eventually, you're hoping these plants will grow together and they'll support each other from going this way. I don't like going more than 4. I really like 3. I went 4 because you save on T-post. And you want to have a line about that far apart going up it, so you'll have enough to support it coming this way. I will have some problems with some of these. Like I say, these are kind of short, but when you pop this one up, maybe it'd be okay. And it works better on determinants, and I just don't do more. It works better on determinants to me than my indeterminates, but I just ran out of cages on indeterminates, so, and especially paste tomatoes that works well on down here. These tags are getting in my way, which I didn't think about. But they're also about the right size. You want to start getting them up. They're starting to bloom, starting to put on fruit. We're supposed to get a lot of wind today, so I'm trying to get this done early. One problem I have with the Florida weave is like these plants I had to go back and replant or plant later. They're not as tall as the other ones. That does screw you up as far as how you're going to do it, so that's going to be a problem. These stakes are here just because of the row covers that we pulled up. Got a lot of T-posts laying around, so hopefully I have enough. But when you have an area like to here, you know, coming down, it works real well for this and works real well for this, and then you have a short one here and a smaller one here. And that's where you start getting into problems. One way to alleviate that somewhat is I can go up here and put extra fertilizer on this one trying to get it to grow up. But that is the problem with that Florida weave. You try to make the best you can. I still haven't cleaned up all my pots and stuff from the other. I'm also watering my plants because it's not supposed to start raining until maybe late next week. So it's getting a little dry, so I don't know if I'll do the tomatoes. Tomatoes are looking okay. The corn's not growing like it should, so I was going to fertilize it once we get the next rain. It just hadn't rained since then. So, but I kind of want to get up and growing, because once I get up about boot high, I'll plant my second part of the plot. But anyway, that's how the Florida weave works. Like I say, I like this is from remesh concrete. I like this better, but like I say, that's a big footprint you have to put up with. You can also use fencing. I don't like these because they're short. But that's all I had to finish this out. I like the taller remesh. Now, if you get the ones, the fencing that's 4 foot tall, if you don't want to deal with all the rust and stuff, these are working pretty good. The other thing you don't want to do, that I have an example for, is this one. And yeah, I can get my hand in here and pick what I want to, but when I try to pull it out, I can't get my hand out. So you end up having to do this number. You know, if you're down here, you got to come up here, and then you got to come down here, and you got to work it up, especially on your bigger tomatoes. And you'll bend this wire out a little bit. It'll help some. Some people will clip that wire out, but then you got some sharp edges. That's just a problem. I only got one of these, I think, because after one you won't do it again. But I still got it. I will probably use this for the tomatoes up at the house, because they're going to be short enough. I think I can reach in from the top and get them. But anyway, that's how I'm going to be trellising the tomatoes. I'll do a video later when it's all trellised up. That's how I get started on it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.